Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly astrology for April 3rd through 10th. This is Friday, April 3rd. I want to start with a quote. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. That's Marcus Aurelius. And I want you to hold that this week. We have Venus square Pluto, Sun square Jupiter, Mars crossing into Aries, and underneath all of that, a last quarter moon of a moon phase family that began in October 2024. But here's what I also want you to see. There's a trine this week that opens the mind back up. There's a north node sextile confirming you're on the right path. And there is completion available to you if you're willing to acknowledge what you've built. So the obstacles this week are not interruptions, they are the work. So let's walk through it together and stay with me because at the end, we're going to bring it all down to earth with tarot pulls live for every sign. Tarot Friday is here and the cards are ready. So let's start with today, April 3rd. And we open the week with three transits today. I want to take them one at a time because each one is asking something different of you. First, Mercury at 15 degrees of Pisces trines Jupiter at 15 degrees of Cancer. Mercury is still moving through its retrograde shadow. It's almost out. It's not analyzing right now. It's still absorbing and integrating, sensing. And then Jupiter in Cancer uh, is showing us something in the mental atmosphere that quietly shifts. The tightness of the last several weeks starts to loosen. Here's the thing about this transit. This isn't a loud transit. It's not going to arrive at your desk. It's not going to just show up like that. It's going to arrive while you're maybe out taking a walk or in the shower or in the middle of someone else's sentence. You just get this idea. When it does come through, write it down so you don't forget it. I always have to do that. And in terms of communication with Mercury, the words are more ready than you think. So send the message, have that conversation that you've been rehearsing in your head, because imperfect out loud, imperfect and out loud beats perfect and waiting every single time. So later that same day, the moon moves into Scorpio. And Scorpio doesn't ease you in. That whole frequency of the day shifts. It's quieter, it's sharper, it's done with surface pleasantry. And after being in Libra and the brightness of Libra, the moon wants to, look underneath now, the feeling you haven't named yet, or that truth that still has some teeth in it, but hasn't announced itself. The shadow here is using depth as an armor or putting up a wall, keeping people at a distance and calling it wisdom. But Scorpio's real gift isn't secrecy, it's intimacy that also changes you, the kind where you let someone else close enough to matter. So, whatever has been asking for your honest attention today, give it that. Don't rush back to the surface. Then we have Venus at 5 degrees of Taurus, squaring Pluto at 5 degrees of Aquarius. So, Venus just got comfortable in her home sign of Taurus. Then she looks up and she finds Pluto, patient but unmovable, waiting for exactly this moment. And the question becomes very direct. Are you holding on to something because it genuinely nourishes you? Or are you holding on to it because letting go feels like losing a piece of yourself? Money, intimacy, self-worth, all of this is under the table under this aspect of Venus square Pluto. Old patterns around value or self-worth can surface fast with real force with Pluto behind it. So don't be caught off guard by the size of the feeling. The shadow side of this would be that tension, that holding on so tight, that death grip, holding what is already dissolving or composting because release feels like loss to you. But Pluto doesn't take what belongs to you, it just takes what you've outgrown, what's ready to change. So notice again that tension or that clench today. And when you do, ask yourself honestly whether what you're holding is holding you back. Then on April 5th, there are two transits, and the first one comes with an important note. So there's the sun in 16 degrees of Aries square Jupiter at 16 degrees of Cancer. And while it's happening, the moon is void of course. So the sun in Aries wants to move boldly and independently now, but Jupiter in Cancer is pulling the other direction toward home, toward your roots, toward the people and the foundations that you actually hold and who hold you. So you're going to feel this tug of war between the life you're reaching for and the obligations and emotional needs that seem to stand in the way. It might be some small thing, might be some big thing, but the shadow side of this would be trying to force something without being grounded, having that impulse to just push through it and override what you're feeling or outrun the doubt that you're having. But the most powerful leadership isn't that lone charge, it's the one that's rooted in something real, compassion and boldness together. Sun in Aries, Jupiter in Cancer. And with the moon void of course during this time, the tension could just be informative and less urgent. It's, I would say, not to force a decision or make a big launch today. Before you push forward, ask what you'd be leaving behind to do it. And that answer will tell you whether that hesitation is fear worth overcoming or wisdom worth honoring. Then the moon enters Sagittarius, and it's moving from that intensity and depth of Scorpio. And it just feels like you're walking through the door, it's outside, or the window's been thrown open and you're breathing fresh air. It's lighter, it's wider, and it's more interested in what's possible than what's painful or what's deep and hidden. With Sagittarius, there's this genuine optimism available, and I want you to just receive it rather than being suspicious of it. Let go of that Scorpio moon, move into that Sagittarius moon. The shadow for this would be being so enthusiastic and mistaking that for the truth of what's going on. Certainty that actually closes off the very wisdom that Sagittarius searches for. So the healing for or the balance for that shadow would be to stay curious instead of becoming convinced. Follow what you are interested in and have that bigger conversation. Just hold your opinions loosely today. Let's go to April 6th. And we have Venus at 8 degrees of Taurus, sextile the North Node at 8 degrees of Pisces. And this is a quieter transit on one hand, on the other hand, not so much. Don't overlook it. Venus is very happy. She's at home in Taurus and she's clear about what she values. The North Node is in Pisces and it's pulling you toward surrender and spiritual trust that the path beneath the path is the one you're taking. And today, these two are in gentle agreement. So, what I want you to hear is this. What genuinely, nourishes you is not a distraction from your purpose. It is pointing you directly to it. Inner peace is the reward you get at the end. It's the foundation that you're building from. So move toward what brings you genuine ease and comfort today, whether it's rest or beauty, stillness. Today, these are not indulgences. These are part of the foundation. April 8th, two more transits. These have some real electricity in them. Moon enters Capricorn. Capricorn wants results, integrity, and follow through. And there's a quiet satisfaction available here for anyone willing to meet it with real effort. The shadow would be being too rigid and dressing it up as just being disciplined. Pessimism dressed up as realism. The true maturity knows when to hold the line and when to bend. So pick the thing that matters most today and give it your full attention. Seriousness of purpose is not the same as heaviness. Then Mars at 29 degrees Pisces sextiles Uranus at 29 degrees Taurus. Pay attention. Both planets are at 29 degrees, the anaretic degree, the degree of decay, the very edge of something ending. Mars in Pisces bringing intuition, compassion, spiritual readiness, and Uranus in Taurus, which has been in this sign mostly since 2018, although it did move into Gemini a little bit for last summer. It's preparing to leave Taurus on April 25th back into Gemini. And this anaretic degree of Uranus and Taurus is delivering what feels like a final transmission. Together with Mars sextiling it at the 29th degrees of Pisces is like a bridge, that inspired impulse made real, or the intuitive breakthrough given an actual tangible form. This is closing chapter energy. Whatever authenticity and material change you have been building toward since 2018, depending on the house that it lives in your natal chart, this moment is here to anchor what you've built before Uranus moves on. There could be some nervous energy today, and that's an asset for you. So use it, create something, begin something, and definitely you're finishing something. Don't let this electricity go to waste. Then Mars enters Aries. Mars is home, and you will feel it. The drift and the softness of Pisces gives way to something direct, fast, and of course, Aries completely unapologetic. There's real power available here for anyone willing to use it consciously. The shadow of this energy is in letting it use you instead of the other way around, like impatience becoming destruction, or confidence that tips into selfishness or arrogance. Mars in Aries at its most unmanaged doesn't consider what's in the way, it just bulldozes through it. So the medicine for that is in precision. At its best, Mars in Aries isn't a wildfire, it's an arrow. It's a clear aim, clean release, no apology for wanting what you want. For any of that excess energy, when it moves into Aries, just move your body, do that bold thing you've been stalling on, and pause just a beat before you decide to do something irreversible. The fire is an asset, so keep it useful. Now, the last quarter moon at 20 degrees of Capricorn, this moon has roots that go all the way back to 2024 and over 2 years of work with this one essential focus, breaking down what was rigid, what was outgrown, what was built on someone else's blueprint, and replacing it with something that actually holds. The Sabian symbol for this is a relay race. And I find that so fitting. What you've been building during this cycle was never meant to stop with you. It's meant to be handed forward. So, to make this personal, look at your natal chart, look where 17 to 20 degrees of Capricorn fall, and the house will tell you the specific area of your life where this little over 2 year restructuring has been doing its deepest work. So, this is a moment for recognition. Acknowledge what you've built, then trust it enough to let that next leg of the race begin. Pass that baton. Finally, the moon enters Aquarius. And, it was in Capricorn, it was serious, it had weight. And moon in Aquarius lifts that lens and widens it. It becomes less personal and more panoramic. Now, the shadow side of that would be distance mistaken for wisdom, like the detachment that looks like perspective, but it's really just disconnection. The healing for that is using the altitude for what it's actually for, not escape, but that broader view, that panoramic view of your own emotional landscape. Sometimes you need to step back from your life to actually see it. Today, connect with people, the communities, the friendships, your people that remind you who you are beyond your personal story, and let that bigger picture nourish you. All right, tarot time. We've set the astrological stage. So now let's see what the cards have to say about it. I'm going to pull live for every sign. So find yours, listen, and pay attention. Sometimes the card says what the chart can't quite put into words. So let me get situated here. Move things a little bit. All right, so you can see, I'm going to shuffle these cards. I'm asking, what does the membership need to hear the week of April 3rd through 10th? A clear message that speaks to them, for each sign of the zodiac, for the membership. Holy Spirit, my spirit guides, please be with me and guide me. I ask you to take a deep breath. The membership people, connect with me. Feel my heart. Let's connect. All right, so I am using Angel Wisdom Tarot. It's a Radley Valentine deck. And I'm going to start with Aries. All right, first card we pull. The One of Cups for Aries. Aries, all right, a beautiful new emotional experience, a romantic relationship or a deep friendship. It says awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual insights, a love letter, a new home. It's a new start for something and in an emotional realm, a psychic realm. What a great start for Aries for this week. All right, so now we have Taurus, the King of Wands. King of Wands is a passionate sign. It's confident. It's a true leader who knows where he's going. For me, it feels very Mars in Aries, which we know is going on this week. The card says events requiring immediate action, trusting your instincts, staying focused, maybe a passionate relationship. Hmm. What do you think that means for you, Taurus? A lot of options there. All right, so now we have Gemini. Gemini, the Page of Wands, another wand card. Enthusiastic, the page is very optimistic and creative. This could be news coming your way, maybe a message, but really, it's telling me do what you're passionate about this week coming up, this weekend, Gemini. Um, Finish what you start. This is good. What projects are you working on that you now have the energy to focus on and finish off? That's for Gemini. All right, so now we have Cancer. Cancer is the Four of Pentacles. Okay, the four, it's about stability and managing your resources wisely, making sure you're spreading it where it needs to go. Watch out for extremes of how you're doing it. Be balanced, give, receive. It's a good time for smart business decisions and being adaptable. It might lead you to see things in black and white, but it's definitely a card for stability for Cancer this week. So are you doing something with your family? Maybe you want to take them on a trip or you're going on a trip with them. Balance that with the joy of being with them, sharing what you have with them. Are you paying for that trip? Are they paying half for that trip? Who knows? There you go, Cancer. All right, so this is for Leo, and it's the Nine of Pentacles. All right, enjoying the fruits of your labors. I mean, you've worked hard for what you've got, and you can enjoy it. Take a break and get something luxurious for yourself. Go see a play that you might enjoy so much. It's taking some pleasure and taking a break from work and enjoying yourself. How Leo is that? Happily, successfully employed, self-employed, it could be enjoying your solitude. That doesn't sound very Leo, but occasionally, if we have been working very hard, it's a requirement. Take a break, do something that you enjoy, Leo. All right, so Virgo, we have the Eight of Cups. I took a class once that said an eight is always a gate. There's maybe an obstacle in it, but it's not always that way when I look at the cards. This does seem like um, moving on from something. You see this person walking out the door, taking a break, moving on, seeking more. You see that this person is leaving some things behind, taking a bit with him. So maybe you're looking for more than what you have. And Virgo choosing to make a change in your life. What is it that feels like you need a change? It doesn't have to be something big. Walk outside, see what it is. Maybe you're changing your priorities or leaving home. It's kind of early for graduation, but maybe you're graduating early from something, or you're going to take a trip that is a meaningful one for you. But it's this is your Virgo card. What is changing for you? All right, this is Libra. Looks like the Three of Swords. Okay. The Three of Swords, often called a broken heart. It might be that you're grieving for something and you're seeking support, a sadness that you need to heal. You can see your angel is there to help you. Maybe it's letting go of the past, or letting go of a situation in your life. Libra, you know you need balance. So find the balance that you need to let something go that's bothering you, that's hurting you. It could be that this is one of those moments like the Marcus Aurelius quote that I had where it's letting go of something so that you can actually grow and be better. Healing, misunderstanding, maybe caring for someone else who's in need of help this weekend. So that's your card, Leo. All right, so now, I'm sorry, that's Libra. And so now, Scorpio, the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, looking back and maybe remembering a childhood memory that was good for you. Um, Embracing your inner child. We mentioned that in the astrology this week. Looking to back at times that were happier for you, or maybe romanticizing something from the past, and you need to look at it more realistically. That's for you, Scorpio, for this week. Okay, now we have Sagittarius, the King of Cups. The King is trustworthy. You can trust him with your emotions and your leadership. He will take care with your heart. He knows the direction that you need to go and he will lead you there. You see, he's on the water, he's in a boat. It's someone you can trust. Is there someone, Sagittarius, in your life that you could trust to help you where you need to get this week? Or are you the King of Cups this week? But whatever it is, it's a safe situation and you can feel held in wherever you're going, whatever you're doing this week. That's for you, Sagittarius. Capricorn. All right. Capricorn, the Four of Swords. This is a woman who's meditating, getting insights, calming her mind, and hearing what she hears and feels within that. It's taking time before you make a decision and figuring out what is really right for you, Capricorn, being grounded and figuring it out. All right, so Aquarius, King of Pentacles. This is someone who's dedicated, who's loyal, who's uh, the king of his craft. So it's about planning, taking careful action. You see, he's got a map. He's going to make sure he knows where he's going before he makes any moves. It's could be that you have a guardian angel watching out for you this week, which is great for an Aquarius, someone up above looking out who has that broad view for you. That's for you, Aquarius. And then last of all, but not least, Pisces, which is the Page of Pentacles. That's someone studious who's dedicated to learning their craft, who's studying to be dependable. Um, but look at the face. It's like, okay, I've been studying. I'm ready. I'm ready to go do something now. Maybe cause a little mischief. But this person is daydreaming, but also knows that there's this work to be done and is ready for it. This says happy news about career, promotions, or scholarships, or a new area of study. What are you working on, Pisces? What are you staying studious about? So that's the tarot for this week and the astrology for this week. I hope you got something from it, and I will see you next week. Have a great one.